Hi, I'm Helen Lewis, and let's walk through the steps for holistic decision making. So, step one is defining your entity under management. And in this, we really want to define what we're managing. We think about the people, so the decision makers, the people who we influence in our decisions, and the people who influence us in our decisions. We also want to talk about the resources. So we make a list of all the soft skills, all the networks, the knowledge, and that people bring to our entity. We also talk about the physical assets, the equipment that actually currently enable the entity to operate and function. We also talk about the money. So we want to actually identify where we're getting all the money from that is funding the entity. Number two is to create the entity's holistic context, the guide to align your actions. So this is the key piece of information, key reference piece that we look to when we're making decisions and making sure our decisions are aligning with our values and our vision. So your values, we ask questions like, what do you experience when these aspects are optimal? What do you want these aspects of the entity to be? And those aspects can be relationships, environment, prosperity, legacy, challenge and growth, and overall well-being. You may also like to ask the question, how do I want to feel most of the time with these aspects? The vision is the second part of our holistic context, and we describe what attributes or function these aspects have when they are at their best, well into the future. And two key areas of that are the people and the natural environment. So you can be quite descriptive about those attributes for both of those aspects. And it's really good to have a fairly detailed description of your natural environment because it allows you then to ensure that decisions you're making are aligning with that vision and helping move towards it in every decision you make. Step three is using the decision tool. And so let's check that the decision or choice aligns with your values and vision, your holistic context. So these 8 questions we run through, and we run each option through them as well, and decide which option is going to move us the most towards our holistic context. So the first one is sustainability. So does this action align to our vision in our context? So that's taking us to making sure that the action or the idea that we have is moving us towards the future we want. The root cause is a fundamental question in holistic management. It's actually about making sure we solve the root cause of the problem, or does the action have a positive effect? If it's not a problem we're checking, we can actually just check that the option we're choosing does actually have a positive effect towards our holistic context. The weak link series of questions are also very key because it helps us build from the base up. And so it's social. Will this action offend anyone? The biological question is, does this action enhance an organism or deal with an organism at the weakest part of its life cycle? Because that's the most important point in a life cycle that you actually have to look at. Financial. And does this action allocate resources where they are needed most in the business? And we have the 3 areas of a business: resource, product, or marketing. So just making sure we're spending the money where it matters most. Then we have a look at the energy use and source in relation to our holistic context, our money use and source in relation to our values and our vision, and also the gross profit analysis. And this actually just assesses which option, if it's a new enterprise, will actually add the most to the business bottom line. Then we look at the gut feel. So how do you feel? And it allows us to have that gut intuition and respect that gut intuition. The marginal reaction question is all about checking which option is actually going to align most with our context for time and money spent. A key point of holistic decision making is an early monitoring. So just simply identifying indicators to check or adjust and tweak to stay on track. That's a really key point. So once you've made a decision, just identify what would be the first sign that you may need to tweak something in order to achieve what you're wanting to achieve. And then the outcomes of our holistic decision making. We have the decision tool. It actually helps filter and sift all the options and highlights what action aligns most with our context. And in summary, those questions, the testing questions, check the people, the environment, prosperity, viability, the root cause, our head, our heart, the future, and the present. And so we actually are simultaneously considering the impact on people, environment, and prosperity, delivering better management outcomes and solving the root cause. Being able to actually be part of that solution, we need to know how to and be prepared to find the root cause and the long game that comes with this approach and creativity. And also, it is proactive decision making. It considers the needs of the whole entity, and we don't operate in silos. And finally, it delivers on the ESG requirements, enables environment, social, and governance reporting with every decision you make and action you take. Thanks for your time.